You know, there is one feature in AI right now that I think will save you more time than literally anything else. And no, it's not about writing some crazy complex prompt or using weird agents. It's about something much simpler. Teaching an AI a process just one time and having it remember that process forever. Let's dive into how it works. Think about it. Every single time you open a new AI chat, you're starting from scratch. It's kind of like hiring a brand new intern every single morning, teaching them exactly how you want things done, only for them to walk in the next day with absolutely no memory of what you said. It is exhausting. I bet it does. You know the drill, right? You have to repeat the same basic instructions over and over and over again. It's this never-ending cycle of, telling it to keep things short and sweet every single time. And then reminding it of the exact tone of voice you need, whether it's for your brand or for a specific audience. And then specifying the structure, the bullet points, maybe some hashtags. You have to do it all from zero in every single conversation. But what if you didn't have to? Okay, so how do we actually fix this? The answer is all about finding a way to stop repeating yourself and start building permanent, reusable tools inside your AI. And that's where we get to the good stuff. Welcome to the world of Claude skills. So what exactly is a Claude skill? Well, think of it as a saved, repeatable process. You build it one time, you give it all your specific rules, your formats, your instructions, and then it's just saved forever as a tool you can call up just by using its name. And this right here is where you see the massive efficiency boost. The old way meant digging up some huge 200-word prompt, pasting it in, and just hoping you didn't forget some crucial detail. The new way? You just say, use my meeting notes skill, and give it the new info. It is a night and day difference for sure. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a recipe, right? You don't reinvent the instructions for baking a cake every time you go into the kitchen. You define that process one time, and then you just feed it new ingredients, new meeting notes, a new article, whatever. And you get the same perfectly structured output every single time. Now, it's worth taking a second to clear up something that can be a little confusing. Skills are different from another feature you might hear about called MCP. So let's use a carpenter analogy. The skill is the process. It's the blueprint for how to build the table. MCP, on the other hand, gives the AI the actual tools, like a saw or a hammer. Today, we're focused purely on creating that blueprint with skills. All right, let's get to the fun part and see how this actually works. We're going to walk through building one right now. And the best part is you don't need to know a single line of code. And this is what's so cool about it. Anthropic created this thing called the Skill Creator. It lets you describe the tool you want in just plain English, and then Claude goes and builds the entire thing for you. This is a total game changer because it takes tool creation out of the hands of coders and puts it into the hands of anyone with a good idea. Basically, if you can explain it, you can build it. The whole process is incredibly simple. First, you just flip a switch to turn on the Skill Creator in your settings. Second, you just describe your goal. Third, you literally sit back and watch as Claude builds out all the necessary parts. And finally, you click one button and it's saved to your library forever. So for example, let's say you ask it to build a skill that turns video transcripts into presentations. It doesn't just spit out a simple prompt. No, it architects the entire system, creating separate files for the core logic, your specific brand guidelines with your colors and fonts, and even the slide structure. You just told it the what, and Claude figured out the entire how. And that's it. That's the magic moment. In just a couple of minutes without writing any code, you've created a permanent custom AI tool that knows your specific needs and is ready to go whenever you are. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. This is awesome, but it's a paid feature. And you're right, it is. But what if I told you there's a clever way to get about 80% of this benefit without paying a single dime? That's right. There is a completely free workaround. And it is brilliant. So here's the key insight. A skill is really just a very, very well-structured text prompt. And because Anthropic open-sourced their entire skills library, you can actually go find the code for any official skill, copy all that text, and just paste it directly into the free version of Claude. Heck, you can even paste it into ChatGPT or Gemini. It works pretty much anywhere. Okay, so now that you know how to build and get your hands on these skills, let's quickly run through 5 best practices to make sure the ones you create are super reliable and effective. Let's break these down real quick. First, be specific. Vague instructions are just going to get you vague results. Second, always include examples of the exact output you're looking for. Third, build questions into the skill, so it asks you for things like, who is the audience for this? Fourth, start simple, test it, and then you can add more complexity later. And finally, please give your skill a clear descriptive name so you'll actually remember what it does. So that's really the power of Claude skills. It's about moving beyond just simple chats and into building permanent tools. The most tedious, the most repetitive parts of your job, they can now become your own little custom-built automations. So the only question left is, what are you going to build first?